what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it. This is from postgame, Alondra. Do you have this pulled up? Let me know when you do.
Which one do you want?
The Mason Taylor one.
Okay.
You already know. Because
You already know.
once again, what did Mason Taylor go for Saturday? 10 catches for what, 72 or something?
Yeah.
10,
He was the leading receiver.
Yeah, it's his single game record for him.
And not just 10 catches, but, you know, a contextually effective 10. Third down conversions, and you had to have it tough catches where you're falling over at odd angles and having to keep your hands underneath it.
8 for 77.
8 for 77. Okay. I was a bit off. I'm getting him and Goddard confused because Goddard went for 10 for 170 or whatever it was against the New Orleans Saints on Sunday.
I got it.
But here was, and Brian Kelly was we didn't get to the sound yesterday because, you know, the show just got busy. But Brian Kelly was very snippy in his postgame on Saturday. He was feeling a little pumped up, a little frisky. Here's what he had to say when asked about Mason Taylor.
And with Mason Taylor, he's been, I guess, a very consistent security blanket for you guys offensively. How important is it to have a guy like him?
Yeah, nobody talked about him coming into the season. I thought he was unheralded. You guys didn't talk about him. The national media didn't talk about him. Now you guys start talking about him because he's the all-time leading receiver in LSU history. And now all of a sudden you want to talk about Mason Taylor. Where were you guys talking about him earlier in the season? You were talking about everybody else but Mason Taylor. So now he's the leading receiver you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about a finish is
I haven't.
Pure gold.
Oh, man, I haven't heard that. I didn't hear that sound.
So let's talk about Mason Taylor.
I don't want to talk about Mason Taylor.
No, we got to talk about Mason Taylor.
Yeah, we need to talk about Mason Taylor because I don't know if I said it yesterday, off air, on air, but like we are going to miss Mason Taylor when he's gone.
Yeah. He's been really consistent for 3 years now. And again, so, okay, when in the Cowboys Saints game, how about them Cowboys? Remember when Taylor, who's old boy that dropped that ball from Dak on maybe a third down?
It was Tolbert.
And it was the best. It was the best part of Tom Brady's young broadcasting career, where they asked him, you know, do you go back to that guy?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard it, Jake, but this guy drops pass. They're like, do you go back to that guy? And Tom Brady's just like, no, can't do it.
Ooh.
Not this day.
Not this day. Not this day.
Like, I'm looking to trust you. Cannot do it. And I was kind of struck because I'm like, wow, we don't really think about that. We think of a quarterback just being like, okay, here's my read. I'm going to go here no matter what.
Oh, no.
But yeah, no, you got your guy, right? You got your guys that you can really trust. You rely on. It is so abundantly clear that Garrett Nussmeier, who's playing such good quarterback, trusts Mason Taylor and Aaron Anderson over everyone right now. When he's in trouble, when they need a big and Kyron Lacey, for sure. But Kyron feels even more like the threat that he goes to for the big plays. But like when you gotta have it, and admittedly, a lot of the design is for him and Taylor to have that connection where, Jake, like we keep talking about, a lot of these zone reads, instead of Garrett pulling and running, the read is to pull and just dump it to either of those guys. But there's just, it's so apparent to me that there is a lot of trust between Taylor, Anderson, and Garrett Nussmeier.
Yeah, and that is a real thing. Your read is your read, and certainly there's going to be plays where you have to come back to those players, but you have security blankets. I mean, everybody does. I mean, Tom Brady's was Gronk. You know, Phillip Rivers was Antonio Gates.
Yep.
Peyton Manning's was Dallas Clark. Like, you have those security blankets where you're like, okay, there's not a whole lot there. Where's my guy? And you find him, and you trust your guy to win his individual matchup. And Garrett Nussmeier has two of those guys right now. And Mason Taylor continues to be somebody that he makes the play. He continues to be somebody that's fighting in the run game. Could he get better there? Absolutely. But he's fighting in the run game to try to get that done. Aaron Anderson's somebody that's playing at a completely different speed. Now, he's not just at the line of scrimmage catch guy. I mean, he's going down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, he's making big plays all portions of the field.
Yeah.
And
Hard catches both in this last game, too. Odd angle catches.
Those guys are going to get fed.
Yeah.
And I'm not calling out Kyron Lacy for having a couple of drops because he hasn't done that this year. He's been really good.
Yes.
But, you know, in that game against UCLA, he had 2 of those, right? Yeah. And so even within that one game, you'll start to look elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying he's going to leave Kyron Lacy. Kyron Lacy's who he is. We understand that. But, like, even within that game, you kind of saw him go a different direction.
But, like, you got to keep a drive going. You're a quarterback. You're under duress. You throw a ball, and you try to throw it away from the defender. Maybe you throw it a little too far to the ground, a little too much behind. But Taylor and Anderson have done incredible jobs of contorting their body, getting their hands underneath it. And so when that guy comes through for you, you know, okay, back against the wall, who can I rely on? And there's your guys. And there's your guys. And again, Kyron's right there too. I mean, I don't want to just like, we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater here. Kyron's absolutely right there as well. But those are the most security blanket type guys. Kyron's still the, okay, let's like big play. You want to throw a fade?
Yeah, against South Carolina.
Attack. Yeah, like you want to attack. Like, okay, that's our number one.
Yeah, my point is within a singular game, though, it can change. Now, you always have your guys throughout a season, but even like in a game, like I've had a game where I've missed a pass, and you could tell the quarterback's a little bit shy to look your way. It's just that's how it is because of what Tom Brady, the greatest to ever do it, said.
Can't, not today. He literally said not today on that, man.
Yeah.
Can't go back there. Won't do it.
Like there's a couple of guys that you'll go back to, but that is like
if you're
5%.
a rookie, you got to earn your way. Like you got to earn your way. Like
no question.
Like Kyron Lacy, you're gonna go back to.
Yeah.
The drop's bad. He turned his head a little too soon. He knows that better than anyone.
Yeah, you saw by his reaction, he knew.
Yeah, he knows that better than anyone. But like you going back to that man. It's a vet. But Aaron Anderson, if Aaron Anderson didn't have this start, I don't know if you would be going back to him, right? Like Aaron Anderson, you kind of, and Mason Taylor's also vet. You kind of knew what he's gonna do. Now he hasn't had the jobs, it's great, but like Aaron Anderson has clawed his way to that trust factor, and that should be celebrated. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.